Welcome to Paxa Ljubljana, here in front of the government building of Serbia. It's the place where Zoran Djindjic was shot on the 12th of March 2003. He was in power since 2000, the 5th of October revolution, pro-European revolution where Milosevic was ousted, and then he was shot here on this terrible day, the 12th of March 2003, which will live in infamy. And of course, it was the biggest tragedy. Imagine one day he had lived and continued the Western integration of Serbia. I guess he would have recognized Kosovo and made peace with Bosnia and Europe, and he would have led Serbia into the European Union. Already now, I'm confident it would be already here inside, but it was not to be. There's a lot of speculation who really shot him. I think that's proven. Who physically shot him, who has ordered it is a totally other discussion. I'm confident there was a strong Russian support in that, because we know now very clearly in hindsight 2020, on the 24th of March 2022, to what kind of cruelty Russia is able and ready, and what kind of political assassination they have endorsed, from Nemtsov to Politkovskaya to many others. When you see the assassination with poison, shooting, it's possible it was just a Serbian intrigue inside the security apparatus. But there was later a lot of slurs against Zoran Djindjic. I met him twice in my time when I was a student leader, and then in the SME times in my activities. And it was clear he was a very decent man. He was not connected to the mafia or whatever kind of... he was cleaning up Serbia. He was preparing the recognition, and therefore he has to die. And who is really able to make such a decision? Some kind of legia or some kind of commander? I don't think so. These are not the people who take this kind of decisions. That's for politicians to do, or for the top-level secret service. Mr. Patrushev, he is the mentor and secret service guy who has also maneuvered Putin into power, and he is still to this day the number one in the secret service community, and is always in Belgrade. Yeah? And this is the line of thinking. I guess this kind of level of people have ultimately at least nodded away, if not conspired, to turn the western turn of Serbia had to be stopped. Serbia is always between the east and west in history of the last 200 years. They decided to kill him in order to stop the western drive of Serbia, and in a way they managed, because today Serbia is still not fully mentally arrived in the Western world. It is today very visible in the Ukraine war, where Serbia is the only country not joining the sanctions. It's the only country which has not closed the airspace, and it's the only one where there's pro-Russian demonstrations. Even when the Russians are destroying Mariupol, they are doing that kind of activity, and it's outrageous actually. That's why I also came on the 24th of March to 2022 here to protest against the Serbian government's decisions to fall in the back of Ukraine, another Orthodox nation who is now hampered by unprecedented bombing campaign, destroyed Mariupol, Kharkiv and all these terrible places. And in Serbia there is official demonstrations for support of Russia. I mean, it's outrageous. Yeah? And I call Serbia to clear the past, clear all the connections with Russia, confiscate all the Russian property, stop trade and military cooperation with Russia completely, and also clear the responsibilities, whatever who happened, now clear up the mess. Yeah? Investigate really who has really supported and politically agreed to inspire to kill Zoran Djindjic, and we will find a lot of Russian links in the future when the archives are once open and there's clarity and the people will start to talk about it. Yes, the legacy of Zoran Djindjic should be always honored, and in this the European Serbia. That's why I'm fully supportive of Serbia to join the European Union, but Serbia has to do the necessary things: recognition of Kosovo, support of Ukraine, joining together with Bosnia, Kosovo, and then Moldova, Georgia and Ukraine in the European Union in 2029. That is EU37, and that's what I call for in the name, in the legacy of Zoran Djindjic. Serbia, please turn back to the West and vote against Vučić on the 3rd of April 2022. He is with Russia, he is not with Europe. He will never lead Serbia into the European Union, and that's absolutely sure. So change and turn back to the West. Thanks a lot from Pax Europiana here at the place where Zoran Djindjic was shot in 2003. Never forget him. Bye.